I don't know if you saw this Liberia stuff, Gray. Like, one or two podcasts ago, I sprung a flag on you that you were like asked to look at and kind of review on the spot.
The Cyprus flag, yeah?
That was the Cyprus flag. As a result, we've been contacted by someone who asked you to cast an eye, not over the flag of Liberia, which is a perfectly serviceable flag, but the Liberia county flags. Now, have you seen the Liberia county flags yet before you look at them?
No, I have. I mean, I was typing it into Google right now, but no, I have not seen them. So I haven't pressed return or anything.
So if you go to the flag of Liberia on Wikipedia,
okay.
At the top you'll see the Liberian flag. It looks a lot like the American flag, except it has 1 star instead of 50.
Right.
But if you scroll down, you will see the county flags of Liberia. Now, I thought this was a joke, but obviously not.
Ooh.
And I think this is worthy of people's time, just to have a look at the... Liberia is apparently subdivided into 15 counties, each of which has its own flag. These are obviously like states, things like that. Each county flag bears the national flag of Liberia in the canton. So in the top corner, you see like a miniature version of their flag. And then obviously they're free to do what they want with the rest.
These are awful.
It is extraordinary what these people have done. I would like to say they've used clip art, but I don't know where you would find clip art that bad.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe this. So all of the flags have the already very busy Liberia flag up in the corner. Up in the corner, very small, I might add. So it looks odd, the proportions of it. If you think of, for example, the current New Zealand flag that has the Union Jack in the upper corner, it's maybe half that size. So it almost looks like a stamp on the wrong side of a postcard.
It looks like a little pull-down menu or something sitting up there in the corner.
Yeah. So they all have it in the corner, except as I'm scrolling through, just one of them, Grand Cape Mount County, doesn't put it in the corner like everybody else. They have it a little bit away from the corner. So that's always great. Not even consistent with everybody. Good job there, Grand Cape Mount County. But yeah, they're just... It's so... I am struggling to describe this for someone who's just listening in audio form.
It's basically like a child using MS Paint.
Yeah,
and not even one who's very good at it. Like an unusually artistically untalented child using MS Paint to draw pictures.
Yeah, I think that is exactly right. It is every one of these things is childish in a way that is quite surprising. I mean, okay, so let me try to let me
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Gray.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to lay down the challenge here and now for you to name which one you think is the worst. And beautifully, there actually is a county called Maryland County in Liberia, and their flag is a candidate for worst in the bunch. So, but don't let that bias you.
Okay, let me just try to describe something for the listeners here, and I'll take the Maryland County flag as an example. Okay, so once again, I will paint a beautiful audio picture for you, listeners, of this disaster in front of me. Liberia flag in the upper left-hand tiny corner.
Yeah.
The flag is divided. It's like a tricolor in horizontally, right? So there's 3 horizontal stripes. The top and the bottom one are yellow. The middle one isn't a stripe though. It's just a picture. it's so bad. Okay, so there's a picture of a I'm presuming it's a lighthouse that someone has drawn. The windows on the lighthouse are uneven. One of them is touching the top in a way that wouldn't possibly work. The very tip of the lighthouse is floating above the lighthouse, a bit like the eye on the US $1 bill, like it floats on the top of the pyramid. It kind of looks like that. And then presumably they've drawn like lines coming out from the lighthouse that I presume are supposed to be the light itself, but they're all uneven. Some of them are joined at the base, some of them aren't. And so this lighthouse is all white. It's on a green hill, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
But the green is very bright. It makes you think of MS Paint because it's like when you select the default color green in a painting tool.
Yeah.
It's like, this green is just a green that doesn't look good on anything, right? No one should use this color green, but is the default color green for everything you ever do on a computer. Okay, next to this lighthouse, and 25% larger than it, is a tree. Right?
Like a sort of a palm tree-esque, but not quite a palm tree.
Okay, so imagine a child has drawn a tree, and they've made it look saggy, so it has leaves that are coming down. The thing that amazes me is this drawing is just flat colors, except one part of the drawing is shaded, which is on the tree part. They've shaded in the bottom of the tree so that the leaves are, I guess they're trying to make the leaves look round, but nothing else on the drawing is shaded. And then in the background is a just flat blue sky, which again is a horrible color blue that doesn't go with the green of the ground. And remember, listener, this is just a 1/3 of the flag size strip in the middle. Above and below is bright yellow, and there's also another flag on the top. It's awful.
You're picking such minutiae to criticize as well. I mean, I even love
it's because like you can't take in the whole thing at once. Like it's just too much. I'm trying to think about how to describe this. This is amazing.
It's like the president of Liberia asked his 10-year-old kid to design some flags and put them up on the fridge, and then someone said, "Actually, why don't we make them the actual flags?"
Yeah, I mean these are just.
And I love how the Liberia flag in the canton in the left corner doesn't quite fill up the whole yellow section, but it looks like it should, but they didn't quite do it. And
it doesn't. I mean, just jumping over. There's another one with trees on it, which is River Gee County flag.
Oh, that is I think that's in my top 2 for worst.
Okay, but this has what is literally the exact tree that every kindergartner in the world draws, where you have a trunk, and then there is a green cloud shape on the top of the trunk, and there's 3 of these trees.
People, you have to look at this flag. You have to look at the flag of River G or River Gee County in Liberia. You have to stop the podcast now. You have to, if you don't have the internet, you have to walk into the nearest shop or whatever you're near and say, please, can I use your internet and look at the flag of River Gee County in Liberia? Do it right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a hill. There's 3 trees on this hill. Well, one of the things that I like here is the tree on the top, they didn't even draw it entirely on the ground. And so the way it works is there's a tiny bit of sky poking below what should be the roots of the tree because they just didn't draw it low enough to the ground. Again, like when a kindergartner draws stick figure people and they're just floating above the actual ground. They're not touching the ground. I mean,
is this a joke, Gray? Is someone taking the mickey? Has someone hacked this site? And because Flag of Liberia is quite obscure, no one would look like. I can't. And the green of the leaves of the tree is the exact same green as the hill. And because one of the trees is on the hill,
right?
You can't see and then there's a river flowing, which is just like a hand-drawn river, which is flowing from the trunk of one of the trees.
Yes. They are so bad, but perfectly not bad like Maryland, where it hits the Maryland point. You're like, oh, this is amazing. This is just crap. It is just absolute crap. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah.
But I honestly hope this is just masterful trolling. That this is just a joke, and that someone did this because the Flag of Liberia wiki page probably doesn't have a whole lot of people really on top of it to make sure that nothing like this gets slipped in.
I'm gonna have to try and look for a secondary source.
Yeah, this is I was just opening up my own web browser. I'm like, Liberia. If we have been taken for a ride, this is the best ride I've ever been on. This is just great.
No, see, I'm seeing some of them in other sources, but they're kind of also sometimes they're a bit different, but still bad. Because it says on the Wikipedia article that they do fly at this. You can see them flying at this some palace, and I'm now seeing a photo of them all flying. So I think this is real.
It's amazing. That's amazing.
They are special. And looking through some pictures here, it looks like other people have cottoned on to the joy of these in the past as well. So do yourself a favour. check out the county flags of Liberia. Gray, what are you going to throw out there as the worst? I think the worst comes down to there are three candidates for worst, in my opinion.
They're all so bad.
They're all
hard
bad
to
in
pick.
special ways. River G, I think has to perhaps get it, but Bomi County, the first one there, I think you could make a strong case for that one as well, and you could also make a strong case for Gabapolo County, which is the one with the diamond and a flag and a tree, which is just bad in many ways that the others haven't quite accomplished as well. Like, it has a very special levels of badness.
I can honestly say I am just overwhelmed looking at these. I find this impossible to select among. It's almost like someone served me up several plates, each with a turd on them, and they want me to know, like, pick which one is the worst to eat. It's like, well, they're all terrible.
It's more like I'm saying, which one are you unwilling to eat? Which turd is so bad a turd that you won't eat it? And you're like, well, I don't want to eat any turds.
Yeah. The only one I'm looking at here is Sinoe County, which is on the bottom, is a flag that under normal circumstances I would probably make fun of. But it seems like it is a glorious bastion of good design. Yeah. And like as a second option here, there's Grand Bassa County, another flag that I would totally make fun of under any other circumstances, which just looks amazing. They're just
the guy that designed Sino County is like the Johnny Ive of Liberia.
For the listener, it's just the Liberia flag in the corner, and then it's just a green cross across the flag. And the Grand Bassa County one is just a blue background, and then there's a couple of red and white stripes on it. It's awful, but it looks amazing in comparison.
These are great. So they're a real treat.
Yeah, listeners, you do have to go look at these.
If you're listening in Liberia and want to share more information with us, maybe make the case for them. I mean, it's a completely different culture to what Gray and I are from. I mean, maybe in sort of Liberian culture, there's something about Liberian visual culture that makes these a real treat. And these have gone through years of iterations, and they are the pinnacle of
I mean, that is just
design.
Not possible, Brady. That is just not possible. I mean, look at the Laffa County one, the one that has a disembodied arm.
Holding what? Holding like a rod of some golden thing across a river.
Right. It's holding a cylinder, but here's the thing. Someone has done a 3D gradient effect on the cylinder. Gradients, always excellent on flags, by the way, right? Yeah. They just look amazing. But the gradient has spilled over onto the fingers that are holding on to the cylinder. There's no way that this is a refinement of anything. This is just astounding. This is astounding. This is like the opposite universe version of the Japanese prefecture flags. That's what this is.
Right, they're really good, are they? The Japan. I think I've seen them. They are good, aren't they?
Yeah, you will have seen them. They're very good. But this is the reverse of that.
Probably